there were some people who had some opinions about, that video that I made, talking about Topps Chrome. We had some people who, of course, didn't like it, and then others who reached out either in the comments or during our live stream or actually just DM me directly to say that they appreciated it because, yeah, they wish that just all the whining and complaining would go away. And the clear thing to me from the comments of those that were not a fan of the video was, as much as some of them may have tried to make it seem like they've ripped Topps Chrome for years and years, they've obviously only ripped it for a year or two. And you know what? Let's see some of those. So, things like, it's terrible. One worst, probably worst one in years. Checklist too big. Bunch of, oh man, I'm having a hard time with this one. Bunch of rookies had 32 AB at-bats in product. Price is too high. Got to get better. Checklist or lower prices. Okay, so stuff like that. Hobby costs too much to be fun. DG. He's my friend, just having fun. Obviously, we got some, people that agree with it and all that. Gaslighting, 100%. This year, rookies are not good as a collective, and people know that. Plus, there is an auto you could get with the player. And people know that. Plus, there is an auto you could get with the player. That's a free agent, was not even on a team this year. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so that person obviously didn't watch the video because we already discussed that. This is not new, right? We already discussed that as well. Not new. That's how much hobby boxes. In fact, a 2024 Topps Chrome hobby box costs $400 plus. And you can still, in 2024, hit no-name rookies. And then here we are, right? Last year, they also didn't have 166 rookie autos. So yes, Topps Chrome has changed a bit. I'm glad they put a bit. I've also pulled an auto that has 7 major league at-bats and is not currently signed to a major NOR, a minor, or major or a minor league team. That shouldn't happen. And yes, it should, right? That's what we talked about in the video, is these guys made it to the league, they should have an auto. But the simple thing is that has not changed. That has been around since Topps Chrome started putting autos in products. In fact, what I did, because people are just going to regurgitate what other people say. So if a card influencer, a sports card influencer says Topps Chrome's bad and it has 166 rookie autos, no one's going to go do their research to go look at past years, and they're just going to go, yeah, it is bad this year. Yeah, I hit a bad card in my box, which, let me tell you something, that does suck. I'm not trying to say that we should enjoy hitting bad cards, but we just need to understand that is part of the game. That's part of the hobby. That's part of not the fun exactly, but it's what creates the fun, right? You can't have a massive chase hit without the low end hits, because if everything's just good or great, then none of it is. That's right. So what I did was went through every single year of Topps Chrome, starting in 2004, when they started putting autos into Topps Chrome, went through and factored in like the tier 1, tier 2, because yes, you're going to have like your Jacob Wilson, your Nick Kurtz, your James Wood, Dylan Cruz, Ben Rice, right? Your higher chases, but you're still going to have those other players that are solid, collectible, and maybe they're either one just doing all right, or maybe they're good and great, but maybe they're injured. And when someone gets injured, we already know their market drops, right? Like a Jackson Jobe, who is awesome, stud, but of course injured, which does drop that chase, the desire to chase for a lot of people. I don't understand why. In fact, it's a perfect time to buy their cards. They will be back. How crazy is that? Shohei Ohtani, both of his injuries, his bigger injuries, his value dropped like crazy, like blow my mind. Whatever. People don't think on that. But yes, so I went through every single year from 2004 to 2025, factored in how many rookie autos there were, and what percentage of junk autos were in each of those years. Okay? Let's pop into that. First things first, the amount of rookie autos, the amount of rookie signers in each year, starting in 2004. Now, in 2025, we had the most rookie signers since it started in 2004 with 166. an increase of 12 from last year, 154. Which is, as you can see by the chart right here, that is the trend. We've had a couple of years where we had like a drop back down, but that's, as you can see, very rare. Almost every single year, we have an increase from the previous year. So the fact that we went up, and as you can see too, in recent years, it was actually the smallest increase from the previous year. But I can promise you that the 12 additional rookie signers this year has not destroyed Topps Chrome. And if you think that, I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I just don't even know what to tell you. Because no matter what I say about your process of thinking, you're going to get sad about it and probably get a little bit offended. And honestly, that doesn't bother me, but let's just not even go there, right? That's crazy to think that if that 12 more signers, 166 signers instead of 154, magically destroyed the product, right? Like, crazy. So we need to understand that there is nothing new or weird or different about the fact that Topps every single year adds in more rookie signers. And it's not like they just magically go find more rookies. Why is it? More guys are debuting year after year after year. For multiple different reasons. One, on the pitcher side, pitcher injuries are becoming more and more common, right? Which causes them to have to promote guys either for a couple of weeks, couple months, stuff like that, right? So we're starting to see more and more and more pitcher debuts due to injury. So that's one reason. And then the other is there are some very, very talented prospects. The amount of MLB ready prospects every single year is just getting better and better, more and more. And that's for a couple of reasons. One, both minor league, college, and even youth programs are becoming so much more development focused, actually helping them become better and better on that side. And so guys younger and younger are becoming ready for the MLB. So with that, teams have they're giving guys shorter leashes, right? They bring them up. If they're not doing great after a couple of weeks, then hey, they'll drop them back down and give someone else a shot and let that other player go and develop for a little bit longer. And we see that. Jackson Holliday is a perfect example of that. Got promoted last year, didn't do so hot, sent him back down after a couple of weeks or a month or two, whatever it was. They brought him back up. He did solid. Definitely did good enough to stay up. And then look at him this year. He is killing it. So that's another contributing factor to the fact that we have more players debuting every single year. That's a big part of it right there with the rookie autos and why there's more signers. And I will get into why that's a good thing. If your complaint is about the cost of the hobby box, we need more rookie signers. Plain and simple. All right? But the next biggest complaint, or actually I'd say probably the biggest complaint, is the quality of autos. And this is probably going to be hard for some of you to hear because, as we know, a lot of people already agree with the sentiment that I have, which is nothing's changed. Topps Chrome is still the beautiful, amazing Topps Chrome that it is. And there's autos we don't want to hit and autos we definitely do want to hit. But let's hop into that because this one is probably the most telling. Okay, so like I said, I went through every single year from 2004 to 2025 and actually went through those checklists as well. So not just how many rookies are signing, what's the quality of those autos? And the very first year that they introduced, they didn't call them rookie autos, they called them first year autos in the very beginning. And the very first year that they did it, 2004, there was not one single chaseable player. Imagine that. Imagine them adding a new feature of hey, these guys sign, but they all suck. Right? But they had to work with what they had available that year. But the ultimate thing that you can see right there, year after year after year after year, nothing changes. Yes, sometimes we're a little bit below the 80%, sometimes we're a little bit higher than the 80%, but pretty much year after year, especially in the last 10 years, we're just dancing around that 80%. Whereas 80% of the autos are non-chaseable autos, or close to it, I should say. Whereas, yeah, and here's the other side of it. There will be a small percentage of that 80% that will actually pan out. But as of right now, they are a junk auto. Someone nobody wants to go hit, nobody wants to chase. The card sells for $1 or $2. And that's no disrespect to those players. It's just the reality of the situation. But for you to say that this year is awful, abysmal, terrible, it's just not true. Now, is it a little bit worse than the last couple of years? Yes, but barely, by like 2 or 3%, a non-noticeable amount. Now, here's where the big difference is. Whereas in 2024, we had like 12 tier 1 rookies. So the ceiling, right? 12, like really good rookie chases. And there was still a lot of solid tier 2 rookie chases too. But 12 tier 1, I mean, you just don't really see that. Whereas this year, yes, it's less. We've got about 6 or 7 this year. And if a couple guys weren't injured, I think we actually would have a couple more. But 5. There's about a 5 to 6 player difference on the tier 1 side. The tier 2 is actually about the exact same. So yeah, you know, is the product worse because there's way more junk autos? No, not a noticeable amount more. Is there about half as many tier 1 chases? For sure. Brian, in fact, made a perfect comment, and it's so true. We were spoiled last year. We had a historic rookie class to go and chase. I mean, just amazing players to go and chase that we'll probably never see again. There's a very good chance we will never see that many tier 1 rookies again in one single product, because that 12 for 2024, that's not even counting Chrome Update, where Paul Skeens is, of course. So, you know, there is that. Here's the big thing though. Whereas there is that, you know, couple of percent difference for 2025 compared to 24, 23, and 22. In 2024 and 2023, the legend autos that you could go chase, you know, like your Derek Jeter, Ken Griffey Jr., Ichiro Suzuki, just any of those already retired legend chases could only be hit out of a Breaker's Delight box. Which, how many of us here are actually able to rip for ourselves a Breaker's Delight box? Probably not most, right? And so those were off the table last year for most of us if we're ripping hobby. Guess what? Topps did a pretty cool thing. They made those available now in both hobby and jumbo hobby, not just Breaker's Delights. So if you ask me, the 2 or 3% difference of more junk autos this year than last year or the years before is made up by the fact that you can actually go and hit legend autos now out of those boxes. And if you just can't see that and look at the data and see like, okay, yes, I will 100% agree with you that the ceiling is worse this year than other years. But guess what? Topps has zero control over that. They cannot make the rookies be better. They can't make them play better or be more popular or whatever it may be, right? But as far as the junk goes, yes, that they can control to a certain extent, obviously, and they have. And they 100% have, except for 2021. And if you did watch the video, then you remember I talked about how I ripped a disgusting amount of 2021 Topps Chrome. Sad for me, because there's a reason why I have so many junk autos. But that's just the way it is. I don't complain about 2021. It just is what it is. The rookie class is the rookie class. But there it is. That's the ultimate thing that I wanted to show people, that yes, the as far as the ceiling goes, the amount of really good rookie chases, the tier 1 guys that we can go after, that's going to change year after year after year, right? Zero control of Topps. That's going to come down to, are there good rookies? Are there great rookies? Are there popular rookies? So just stop freaking out. Do a little research before you just claim that something is getting destroyed, because it's obviously not. Topps did not go and jack up the Topps Chrome prices this year. To pre-order a hobby box of 2024 Topps Chrome through Topps was $189 in 2024. This year in 2025, it was $199, a $10 increase, which with inflation is a completely respectable increase to a product's price. Businesses almost always have to increase their prices year after year. That's just the way that it is. That's the way business works. So I don't know, you know, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I already know there's people that are going to complain about this video. They aren't even going to watch it to the end. They're just going to hear the very beginning and it's bad. I don't like it. And nothing will change. But, you know, we could go, you know, it would be fun. It would be extremely expensive, something that we could not afford to do. But it would be fun to go and get a hobby box of 2004 all the way to 2025 and just rip them so people can see. It'd be perfect to rip a full case so people could see. But I can promise you that video is not coming because I ain't got the money for that to go rip 21 years worth of Topps Chrome cases. But maybe one day we'll do that. But the ultimate thing is this. No, it's not way worse than any other year. It's not as good as other years, and that's ultimately because it's going to be really hard to beat years like 2024 that has Elly De La Cruz, rookie autos, Jackson Holiday, Jackson Shurio, Yamamoto, Wyatt Langford, Shota Imanaga, Pete Crow Armstrong, Jason Dominguez, and I know I already missed a bunch of other players, and that's the whole point about 2024. It was crazy. So, you know, yeah, it's going to be hard to beat that. But as far as like junk autos go, no, it's not much off from that one. And then even 2023, you got guys like Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson rookies, along with Riley Green and a slew of others. So, yeah, you know, it's Topps is doing what they've always done, which is create cool products for us to rip. Fanatics has 100% made those products better. It's not even freaking close. It's just not even close. Because this right here, this graph is purely showing you the percentage of junk autos. The one thing it's not showing you is things like how in 2025, you can actually hit legend autos, like I already said, in hobby and jumbo now, whereas you couldn't do that on these years right here, 2022, 2023, 2024. Or the amount of case hits and short prints that they've added into the product, which I know some people are going to go, oh, they're watering it down by doing that. No, they're not, because those case hits and short prints still have a lot of value. So instead of ripping an entire case and maybe getting one case hit, now we get 2, 3, 4 sometimes in one single case, along with the autos that you weren't seeing in years past. So while some things might go down a little bit, others go up, and it will always be like that. But until we see Topps take right here, have it drop drastically, and it's starting to float around the 100% mark, there's nothing to complain about. And I say that, but people are still going to complain. It is what it is. It's the nature of some humans. They just can't help but be miserable. But that's the truth. And there it is before your very eyes. All right? I love you. I love you so much. I hope this helps. I hope this helps. I think for a lot of people it will. There's going to be that small minority where it won't, but that's okay. They'll always be there, and I'll love them either way. Peace!